a quote-unquote flexing property in Venezuela? Is it cheap? Is it expensive? Well, today we discuss.
Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com.
One of the buzzwords regarding Venezuela, especially for Western investors, is that real estate properties are quote-unquote cheap. And you see prices like $10,000 and $20,000 for a quote-unquote good property. And is that the case? Well, the answer is straight up no. So let's start with those quote-unquote cheap prices that you see online. Well, first, like everything in Venezuela, you are getting outdated information. Those prices are usually from 2017, 2018, 2019 tops, and also depends on the market. And even in those years, those $10,000, $20,000 properties are actually not necessarily good properties. Back then, with those prices, you can get a small property on a well-located place or get a, let's say, decent, kind of pretty property on not the best market. Remember, if you are investing, and I'm talking quote-unquote investing and not speculating, you want to buy property on a good location in Venezuela. I'm talking a real practical location. I'm not talking about a lavishing location like in a beach, on a mountain. You have the nice quote-unquote locations. For investing, quote-unquote, not speculating, are on a handful of major cities and major markets within Venezuela. Now, let's define a flexing property. A property, very nice, very lavishing, very new age, minimalistic, modern, that of course gives you quote-unquote flex. I mean, it's kind of cool to own that particular property. Usually pitch from property on an excellent location, a McMansion, a penthouse, kick-ass bachelor pad place, that kind of thing. Well, those particular properties, how much does it cost to own such properties in Venezuela? And the answer is a lot, and is a lot for the expectation that an international investor has compared to the expectation of how the Venezuelan economy works on the first place. Let's talk about just three markets. Three markets, that the ones that I like the most and they are the most requested. I'm going to start by Lecheria, the city, of course, the city that my hometown. And in Lecheria, a quote-unquote flexing property, I'm not talking, you can get something cheap, but a flexing property, I will say an apartment starts at $100,000. Yes. And sounds, crazy, wow, Venezuela, shithole country, why properties cost like that? Well, Lecheria is actually the safest city in Venezuela. We always mention this, we have a murder case every 4 years or something like that. So it's very safe, very nice, very close to the beach with the canals. I mean, the city is beautiful. And a flexing, quote-unquote, flexing property, it costs, I would say, starts at the bare minimum is $100,000 per property. Now, in Lecheria, we have properties that can cost $2 million, $2.5 million. Those are the quote-unquote McMansions. I'm talking not even McMansions. They are actual those properties are actual mansions. I'm talking, very lavishing, celebrity-like properties and big, huge properties. I'm talking 1,000 square meters with a beautiful pool and a brand new kitchen countertop with, the upscale vanguard design, and also with a view of the canal, and you can have your yacht. I mean, talking like a celebrity like home, yeah, you can find those. Of course, on a mid-range, you can find properties of 200,000, 300,000, $500,000, 1 million, that kind of thing. I'm giving you the range, and please don't shoot the messenger. Now, a flexing property in Caracas, of course, the capital. Let's talk about the capital. Usually, the properties in Caracas are on nice neighborhoods in the west side. So we're talking the municipalities of Chacao, Baruta, and you might throw El Hatillo as well. Depending on the property, I'm talking a flexing property on a nice area in Caracas. It can cost, the starting point could be easily $250,000, a million, 2 million. There is even this particular place that I remember it cost something around $10 million, something like that. So Caracas is going to be very, very, very expensive regarding if you want a quote-unquote flexing property. Let's end on this review with Margarita Island. I know this is a place that you guys are very interested about. And in Margarita Island, actually, I have better news. First, you can get those 10 to 20K properties in Margarita Island. Actually, you can still get it, but it's not going to be as easy. First, those $10,000 to $20,000 properties are on not necessarily the best locations. And remember, in real estate, location, location, location. Now, the issue with Margarita Island, of course, is a huge island. So there are a handful of places that are for investing and other places for speculate. So you catch my drift? Well, now, how much a flexing property in Margarita Island does cost? Well, I would say yet again on $100,000, but actually in Margarita Island with $100,000, you can get a truly beautiful property, probably a little bit more than that. But Margarita Island, if you want a flexing property on a dirt cheap price, I'm talking dirt cheap price for a flexing property, actually Margarita still the best bet for now. In order to sum it up, a quote-unquote flexing property in Venezuela, how much does it cost? First, let's define a flexing property yet again. Nice apartment, nice penthouse, McMansion, close to the beach, or let's say a kick-ass bachelor pad. Okay, in Venezuela, we have it? Yes, we have those properties. Now, the price tag on those particular properties are $10,000 to $20,000? Absolutely not. We still have properties on that particular price range, but they are going to be crappy properties. The second thing. The third thing, there is a market for such properties, and the answer is hell yes. And the last thing is there is an expected growth for such properties, and the answer is hell yes. We have, of course, GDP growth consistent for the next decade, also the price of crude oil, and also the revamp, calling like that, of the consumer economy. And also you have to add that on the next few years, we are seeing the increases of consumer credit. And also we have the mortgage market that is pretty much not existing right now, but it's just around the corner. And when we have a mortgage market just on the next few years, those properties are gonna keep rising and rising as well.
Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, VenezuelaInsider.com. Thanks again and have a nice day.